we have breaking news? Breaking news. Apparently, what's the breaking news this time, K-Mac?
Looks like we have a UFO sighting.
A UFO sighting. This is crazy stuff. It looks like we are going to get into our paranormal news. Mike is also going to bring us a breaking story about... It looks like pyramids are on a dwarf planet. We've been talking about this dwarf planet. Yeah, it's called Ceres. It's right next to the sun. He's going to tell us a story about pyramids that are on that dwarf planet that we've already talked about. It has strange... it actually has strange lights on that we were talking about. But first, we need to talk about the latest UFO sightings. Raspo, we know that there's a good chance you might see a UFO there in Michigan.
So far, at every music festival I've attended in 2015, I've seen a UFO.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen some UFOs
now
recently, guys. Last night, actually.
Oh my gosh! I was gonna talk about a Carolina UFO that's breaking. What's the one you saw?
Well, I saw 2 UFOs. They were moving at a very rapid pace, and they seemed to dissipate into the night sky. So some would say that it was a meteor.
Dissipate. What the
Yeah, some would say it was a meteor, but I think these they had a particular glare and flare to them.
Really?
And
could have been a spirit.
Flare and glare.
It could have been a ghost or a spirit. I think they were UFOs. I want to say from maybe about 50 light years away.
I think they're from.
What?
I think they're from Ceres.
Crazy stuff.
That's a good.
Before we get into Ceres, guy, check out this Carolina UFO. This was sighted by a man who was driving. It was northbound on Route 501. I don't know if you guys have been around Myrtle Beach. It's a pretty cool area. I have as well. This was a dark gray triangle-shaped UFO. So right off the bat, I'm thinking stealth. We know in the Carolinas there's some military bases, a lot of stuff going on. That's for sure. His quote was, "I was passing the Conway Hospital on my left and I could see this strange bright golden star," he stated. "It just looked like a gold light in the sky. It's not super big, but it somehow caught my attention." And this is one of those stories we hear a lot where you have the darkened gray triangle with the bright light in the middle of the triangle. Do you have any guess on why there would only... Because you can imagine, that you see the 2 blinking lights, we see all that. Yeah. But one bright light in the middle of the triangle, that is definitely kind of mysterious.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah, usually you'll see the 3 lights, and it's funny because people used to be like, "Oh, that's a UFO," and it's like, well, no, it's a plane.
Well, what do you think the circle, though, in the middle of the triangle is, Kyle? I mean, what could that possibly be?
Illuminati.
Here's my guess. Nice one, K-Mac. Here's my guess, because we see so many planes of all types in the Tampa Bay area. We have a military base. We have a couple small airports. One of the biggest and busiest airports in the world is in our hometown as well. And one thing that I've noticed when I've seen lights around in the middle of triangles, sometimes it's when a plane is landing and kind of coming at you. When it's at a certain level, it kind of looks like a triangle, and the only light you can see is the one in the front, the headlight of the airplane. So that's my best guess on that UFO sighting that went down in Carolina. Special shout out to everybody there in South Carolina, one of our favorite states. It's beautiful there, and probably see so many UFOs chilling near Myrtle Beach. Now, Mikey, you had some breaking paranormal news to share with us this evening. What are you looking at?
Absolutely. A very crazy story coming from space, outer space here. These images are from NASA. Pyramid has been spotted on Ceres.
Nice.
Now, Ceres is the planet that we reported on a few shows back that had bright lights shining from it.
Really crazy lights.
It's a dwarf planet, and actually might be one of our next planets. As we know, Pluto has been downgraded, so this one could take its place now.
Oh, it might get that upgrade?
Yeah, it might get that upgrade, especially with what they're starting to find on this thing.
Right.
So, yeah, it has the lights, and now, I mean, these pictures are clear as day. You can definitely tell that this is like some type of crazy-looking pyramid, because it's... The ground around it is completely flat, and then all of a sudden in the middle, there's a huge, looking... It's not really even like a mountain, man. It looks kind of like it's almost like a cylinder type.
I have a very strong opinion on this one. First, I got to ask you, Raspo, you're one of our, you're one of our really open minds, especially when it comes to paranormal news.
Yeah.
We're looking at the pictures up on the computer right now. What do you think? Is that an actual pyramid on Ceres?
From my angle, yes, it does appear to be a pyramid. Now, some would say it could be a zoomed-in photo of maybe a zit or something like that. I think that this is an actual pyramid, maybe a mastaba, if anything.
Now they're saying it's roughly the height of Mount Blanc in France and Italy. So this thing it's huge. It's not something that's small. Now we don't know what the lights are coming from, and now you're gonna start seeing stuff like this pop up on Ceres. Kind of interesting.
Now look, right, just left to the pyramid here. What I'm seeing is a face. Do you guys see the face?
Oh, yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah, I know
Right?
exactly
Sort
what
of.
you're
It kind of
talking
looks
about.
like an alien
That's
head,
eerie.
doesn't it?
That's
Doesn't that kind of
eerie.
look like an alien like face?
Absolutely.
It does look like the eyes and the mouth is right there.
That's definitely a crazy
Wow.
take.
So-
Now, my take on this story, guys, I'm not
Trippy
so sure
discovery.
it's a pyramid at all. I think it's
Really?
more like a mound because there's one thing about pyramids that we've learned is that they are usually like very well designed and everything has the specific requirements. You know, everything is equal to the other side. And in this case, it's not like that at all. It's very obtuse, and it looks more like a mound. You think that if it was some kind of ceremonial pyramid or something, they would make it more of a beautiful design. This looks like something that nature created.
Yeah, it does sort of look natural, but I will add one trippy thing here. There has been a theory about pyramids and what they were used for. And one of the theories why pyramids were built, they were built to basically harness energy. And while they harnessed this energy, they emitted light from the tip of the pyramid. Now, could these bright lights in Ceres possibly be pyramids?
Nice. I
It's
love that
possible,
theory, man. That's crazy stuff, Mike.
Now the thing is, the bright lights are like at the center of a huge crater.
Yeah,
So it's
I
almost like
noticed that on the
it's almost
computer
like
there, K-Mac.
something landed there,
See,
and that's where the lights are coming from. So maybe there's something living inside of this planet. Like
There's alien Egyptians inside Ceres.
It's
Oh,
funny
man,
because we look at all these different planets.
The
Perhaps
pharaohs lived there.
that's if there is an alien species, because we all know that if aliens
Anunnaki.
really do visit Earth, they probably need somewhere to camp out. They need like some sort of a base other than Earth itself, unless we've actually had theories that they're inside our oceans. Maybe they're very deep, we can't get to them. But in this case, if they're on the dwarf planet, we have lights. Now,
if it's not a
and
planet at
optimistic.
all?
Who knows what it is? Maybe it's like the Death Star. But one
Exactly.
thing I'm optimistic about is it's so close to the sun. So you think that if they're that close, they probably need it extremely hot and might be too cold here on Earth.
maybe that's just the cover over their
Well,
planet,
I-
and we're seeing light that's coming through from the inside of it.
No, I think honestly it could be some sort of creature like an Anunnaki with a giant gold chain, and it's just reflecting the sunlight.
And they're coming to take all of our rappers away.
I mean, I honestly think that it could have been, or that it could possibly be some sort of molten lava or some sort
Possible.
of diamond mine.
That would make
It's
sense
possible.
considering how close it is to the sun.
Or a diamond mine.
That's interesting. A diamond mine.
Yeah.
That would be pretty interesting. I
With
could
like a
see that.
sinkhole.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That'd
how
be
it
It's
opens.
a hell of a
crazy.
lot better theory than your Anunnaki with a gold chain necklace, Rascal. That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
they're both viable
I don't know where the hell you
theories.
pulled that
They're
one
both
out of.
Viable theories.
Thank you again for joining us for another paranormal news segment, guys. We still have some other stories that we'll bring you, and we'll hold those over till Wednesday. Raspo will be in Michigan, and K-Mac, Mike, and I will tackle the next installment of the supernatural news and all that good stuff.